looking at a book. This is the catalogue by Javier Ruel Lopez. It's the PBP Poch catalogue. This is volume 3, and it's this figure I'm interested in, the Hoth Rebel Commander. So I bought something on Sunday, which should be, when I unbox it, a Spanish Poch Rebel Commander. And so the mould of this variation is denominated by 3L, made in Hong Kong. Plastics, the head cap is very similar, practically identical. The torso is very similar, practically at sight. The arms and legs are very similar, practically identical at sight in texture and opacity on both figures. That's between the Hong Kong and, you know, sometimes melt marks, so we can look for melt marks. So this is early, I mean, the PBP figures are much more well known with the dark boots. We're looking at the brown version boots on the Poch figure. The glass and scarf are translucent raw umber, a greenish dark brown kind of colour on the Spanish figure. The eyes, eyebrows, the face is very similar, practically identical at sight. That's between the Kenner variant and the orange yellow is used on the Spanish figure. Orange yellow. So the orange yellow, number 1. Let me see what it says for picture 1. Because one of these will be the Spanish figure, one will be the Kenner. Blah blah blah. So this is giving you an idea of what to look for when I unbox that figure. The colour of the boots, the bubbling. You can see the bubbling on this one. So definitely an indicator of a Spanish figure. I mean, it's saying, please note this variation is still under research to confirm its early PBP Poch figure exclusive or not. The boots on the Spanish figure are translucent pale brown, 8 and 10, while an orange brown is used on the Kenner counterpart, 9 and 10, 11. Usually boots on the Spanish figure contain small bubbles on its surface as seen in the images. You can see the small bubbles there. So that's something we've got to look for. The chest emblems are very similar, practically identical. The face is very similar, practically identical at sight in texture. So this figure is going to be really hard to identify. I mean, I think the UKG labelled it, and then there's this version here. This is a 4-line. So this one's the 3-line, and that's the 4-line. So that's to do with the COO. There's not a known mental card example. Variations under stamp markings. 4-line, made in Hong Kong. The torso is very similar, practically identical at sight. The arms and legs are very similar, practically identical on sight. Colour palette, blah blah blah. Glasses and scarf are raw umber, greenish dark brown kind of colour on the Spanish figure, also on the Kenner counterpart. The eyes, eyebrows and moustaches are a translucent orange-brown colour on both figures. The eyes seem to have a prime coat of pale cream colour, and they seem very similar, practically identical in sight, in texture, colour and opacity on both figures. Spanish face number 2, Kenner face number 3. So that's the Kenner face there, and that's the Spanish face. And they are virtually identical. So it's going to be very difficult to, you know, so that's the 4-line COO there. They're saying there's something about the gun holster. Let's see about the boots. In the photography, the boots on the Spanish figure are a pale orange-brown colour on the left, while a more glassy orange-brown is used on the Kenner counterpart on the right. So that would be the Kenner one there. It's going to be very difficult to tell these apart. The chest detail, practical identity, blah blah. The faces seem to have a prime colour of pale cream, the eyebrows and moustache. The glass and scarf are raw umber, greenish, dark brown kind of colour. So it's one of these Poch figures. It's either the 4-line there or the 3-line. There's something about the holster number 9. Let's see if I can see what it says about number 9. In texture, sometimes melt marks can be found on both of its legs, so there's melt marks. There's the melt mark, so we can look for stuff like that. Very, you know, detailed work, this. It'll be interesting to look at though. So that's the Poch attack driver. So that's the Poch attack. And there's the PBP with the dark brown boots. So it's going to be quite difficult to identify this figure. It's volume 1 of the book, and it's got the PBP dark brown. So this is the famous variant of the Hoth Rebel Commander. He can be found on these Spanish cards and the Tri-Logo cards as well. You can see how much darker the boots are on the PBP figure. Very cool variant. I've got the Lily Lede version. Comes with that weapon. Okay, so that's your PBP dark brown boots.